Why You Should Practice Speaking. Lily had always admired those who could effortlessly converse in English. She understood grammar perfectly, consumed countless books, and watched movies without subtitles, yet a strange, paralyzing fear gripped her whenever she needed to actually speak. This internal barrier felt insurmountable, a silent testament to her unexpressed linguistic potential, making every attempted conversation a daunting, almost terrifying prospect for her. She knew, deep down, why you should practice speaking. Textbooks taught her vocabulary, but only real interaction could unlock the flow, the rhythm, the spontaneous joy of genuine communication. Her theoretical knowledge felt trapped, unable to escape the confines of her mind and transform into fluid, confident articulation. The desire to break free from this silent prison grew stronger each day. One rainy afternoon, browsing an old bookstore, she stumbled upon a small, unassuming pamphlet. Its title resonated, How to Talk to Anyone in English. Intrigued, Lily purchased it, hoping for some miraculous secret. The pamphlet wasn't magic, but it offered a refreshingly simple, practical approach, emphasizing courage and consistent effort over complex grammar rules, a perspective she desperately needed to embrace. The pamphlet introduced the concept of talk in English just 1 page per day. This wasn't about reading a page, but speaking about anything that came to mind for the duration it would take to read 1 page. It sounded incredibly simple, almost too easy, yet the consistency appealed to her, offering a manageable daily goal that didn't feel overwhelming at all. Lily began her new routine the very next morning. Standing before her mirror, she awkwardly started describing her breakfast. Her voice trembled, words stumbled, and sentences felt clunky and unnatural. It was far from perfect, but the act of speaking aloud, even to herself, felt like a tiny crack forming in her long-standing wall of silence. This small beginning felt monumental. She continued this daily practice diligently. Each morning, she would talk about her plans for the day, or perhaps describe an object in her room, trying to use new vocabulary she had learned. The initial self-consciousness slowly began to wane, replaced by a growing awareness of her own linguistic patterns and areas needing improvement, fostering genuine self-correction. Observing how people speak English became her new fascination. She would listen intently to native speakers on podcasts, noticing their intonation, common phrases, and natural pauses. It wasn't just about understanding words, it was about internalizing the rhythm and melody of the language, realizing that fluency involved much more than mere grammatical correctness. Lily started mimicking dialogues from her favorite TV shows, focusing on pronunciation and speed. This shadowing technique, a powerful way of learning English, allowed her to practice speaking without the pressure of live interaction. It was a safe space for experimentation, building muscle memory for her mouth and tongue, crucial for fluid speech. The pamphlet encouraged her to imagine conversations, mentally practicing responses to hypothetical questions. This mental rehearsal, a crucial part of how to talk in English, helped her anticipate common phrases and structure her thoughts more effectively. It built a bridge between her passive knowledge and active, spontaneous communication, reducing her anxiety considerably. Her confidence grew enough that she sought out real-world opportunities. Her first step in how to speak with people was a quiet coffee shop. She ordered her latte slowly, enunciating each word carefully, feeling a thrill when the barista understood her perfectly. It was a small victory, but it tasted sweeter than any grand achievement. Next, she visited a local park known for its international visitors. She saw a group of tourists struggling with directions. Taking a deep breath, Lily approached them. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice surprisingly steady. Guiding them to their destination was her first genuine, extended English conversation, a truly exhilarating experience for her. These early interactions, though brief, taught her invaluable lessons about how people speak English. They often used simpler structures, lots of gestures, and didn't always stick to perfect grammar. This realization eased her self-imposed pressure for flawless articulation, showing her that effective communication was about connection, not just perfection. She discovered language exchange apps, connecting with native speakers eager to learn her language in return. This provided a safe, non-judgmental environment to practice speaking regularly. These conversations were initially nerve-wracking but quickly became a highlight of her week, expanding her vocabulary and cultural understanding simultaneously. One particularly challenging conversation with a new online friend involved discussing complex current events. Lily stumbled over words, paused awkwardly, and felt a familiar wave of frustration. Yet, her friend was patient, offering gentle corrections and encouragement, teaching her that mistakes were an integral, valuable part of the learning process, not failures. This experience solidified her understanding of how to practice English effectively. It wasn't just about saying words, it was about actively listening, asking for clarification, and embracing the imperfect nature of language acquisition. Each misstep became a stepping stone, guiding her towards clearer, more nuanced expression, solidifying her resolve to improve. She started keeping a speaking journal, noting down new phrases she learned from conversations and reflecting on what went well or what she found challenging. This reflective practice reinforced her learning, making her more aware of her progress and areas that still required more attention and dedicated effort, proving incredibly beneficial. Lily began to actively use idioms and colloquialisms she picked up, testing them out in conversations. Sometimes she used them incorrectly, leading to humorous misunderstandings, but each instance provided a memorable lesson. This playful experimentation made learning fun and natural, deepening her understanding of authentic English expression considerably. Her daily talk in English just one page per day evolved. Instead of just describing, she started narrating small stories or explaining abstract concepts. This pushed her linguistic boundaries, forcing her to construct more complex sentences and articulate intricate ideas with greater precision, fostering higher-level cognitive engagement. She also engaged in self-correction more frequently. After a conversation, she would mentally replay tricky phrases, thinking about how she could have rephrased them for better clarity or impact. This meticulous post-conversation analysis was a powerful way of learning English, honing her linguistic intuition over time. The fear that once paralyzed her slowly dissipated, replaced by a genuine excitement for interaction. She realized that how to talk to anyone in English wasn't a secret formula, but rather a combination of courage, preparation, and a willingness to be vulnerable. Every conversation became an adventure, not an ordeal. Lily noticed a remarkable shift in her internal monologue. Where once she thought primarily in her native language, English phrases and thoughts now spontaneously formed in her mind. This indicated a deeper immersion, a true sign that the language was becoming an organic part of her cognitive landscape, enhancing her overall fluency. Her social circle expanded considerably. She joined an international book club, where discussions were exclusively in English. These regular, stimulating conversations provided a consistent platform to practice speaking, challenging her to articulate nuanced opinions and engage in intellectual discourse, further refining her linguistic abilities. She found that how to speak with people was largely about active listening. By truly paying attention to others, she not only understood them better but also learned to respond more appropriately and naturally. Good communication was a two-way street, requiring both speaking and attentive reception of information. Lily began teaching basic English to a younger cousin, simplifying concepts and explaining them clearly. This act of teaching inadvertently solidified her own understanding and fluency. Explaining grammar rules and vocabulary forced her to articulate concepts in a straightforward manner, revealing gaps in her knowledge she then diligently filled. The journey wasn't without its plateaus. There were days she felt frustrated, as if her progress had stalled. During these times, she revisited the core principle of how to learn English: consistency beats intensity. She reminded herself that learning is a marathon, not a sprint, and persistence was paramount. She understood that why you should practice speaking transcended mere communication. It was about opening up new worlds, new perspectives, and new connections. Language was a key, and speaking was the act of turning that key, unlocking countless opportunities for personal growth and understanding. Her ability to talk in English just one page per day transformed from a rigid exercise into a natural habit. She found herself speaking English spontaneously throughout her day, commenting on things, thinking aloud, and even dreaming in English, signaling a profound shift in her linguistic mastery. Lily observed that how people speak English varied greatly across different regions and cultures. This diversity fascinated her, prompting her to explore various accents and dialects, broadening her understanding of the global nature of the English language and its numerous rich expressions. She no longer worried excessively about making errors. Instead, she viewed them as essential feedback, guides pointing towards areas for improvement. This change in mindset was perhaps the most crucial aspect of her success in How to Talk in English, allowing her to embrace imperfect progress. Her confidence now radiated outwards. She initiated conversations without hesitation, participated actively in meetings at work, and even presented ideas in English with surprising eloquence. The shy, hesitant Lily was a distant memory, replaced by a confident, articulate individual who loved to communicate. She realized that the way of learning English was highly personal, but underlying all successful approaches was the undeniable power of consistent, active practice. There was no magic pill, only dedication and a willingness to step outside one's comfort zone, embracing every opportunity for growth. Lily started volunteering at a local community center, helping immigrants practice their English. She shared her own journey, emphasizing the importance of daily speaking practice and the courage to make mistakes, becoming an inspiring mentor for others embarking on similar linguistic paths. She found immense satisfaction in being able to connect with people from diverse backgrounds, discussing everything from global politics to local recipes. How to talk to anyone in English was no longer a theoretical concept but a lived reality, enriching her life in countless unexpected ways. The journey to fluency had been a testament to resilience and unwavering commitment. Each daily talk in English, just 1 page per day, had cumulatively built her proficiency, like tiny bricks forming a solid wall, demonstrating the profound impact of small, consistent efforts. Lily reflected on the early days when she struggled with simple sentences. Now, she could articulate complex thoughts, debate nuanced topics, and even tell jokes in English, enjoying the laughter and shared understanding that followed, a true testament to her incredible progress. Her understanding of how people speak English deepened to include not just pronunciation and grammar but also cultural context and nonverbal cues. Communication was holistic, a blend of words, body language, and shared understanding, which she now navigated with ease. She often advised new learners that the best how to talk in English strategy was simply to start talking, even if it felt awkward. Perfection was the enemy of progress, and consistent effort, no matter how small, was the ultimate key to unlocking one's verbal potential. Lily's life transformed beyond just language. Her newfound confidence spilled over into other areas, making her more assertive at work and more comfortable in social situations. Learning English had been a catalyst for broader personal development and increased self-esteem. She organized informal English-speaking meetups in her city, creating a supportive environment for others who, like her, wanted to overcome their speaking anxieties. These gatherings became vibrant hubs of linguistic exchange and cross-cultural friendship. The joy of fluent communication was profound. It was not just about exchanging information but about sharing experiences, building empathy, and forging genuine connections across linguistic divides, making the world feel smaller and more interconnected. Lily realized that how to practice English was a lifelong endeavor, not a finite project. There were always new words to learn, new nuances to grasp, and new cultural contexts to explore, keeping her learning journey perpetually fresh and engaging. Her story became an inspiration to many. Friends and acquaintances would often ask her for advice, curious about her remarkable transformation. She always emphasized the power of consistent, daily effort and the courage to simply start speaking, regardless of apprehension. She often recounted the simple beginnings of talk in English, just 1 page per day, showing how a seemingly small commitment could yield monumental results over time. It was a testament to the cumulative power of habit and persistence in language acquisition. Lily believed that the most effective way of learning English was not necessarily about expensive courses or complex methodologies, but about sustained personal engagement and a genuine desire to communicate, combined with regular, active speaking practice. She encouraged everyone to embrace the imperfections of their English-speaking journey, seeing each mistake as a learning opportunity rather than a failure. This positive mindset was crucial for maintaining motivation and fostering continuous improvement. Her ability to how to talk to anyone in English made travel incredibly enriching. She could now navigate foreign cities with ease, engage with locals, and fully immerse herself in different cultures, enhancing her global experiences immensely. Lily's narrative underscored that why you should practice speaking is not just about gaining a skill, but about unlocking personal freedom, expanding horizons, and becoming a more globally aware and connected individual, transforming one's entire perspective. From a shy, hesitant learner, Lily had blossomed into a vibrant, articulate communicator. Her journey exemplified that true fluency comes from embracing conversation, making mistakes, and consistently showing up for practice every single day. She was living proof that anyone could master English speaking, regardless of their starting point, provided they committed to consistent practice and dared to engage in real-world conversations, moving past the fear of imperfection. Her story resonated with countless individuals struggling with similar linguistic anxieties. It provided a clear, actionable roadmap for overcoming barriers and achieving fluency through dedicated effort and a positive, persistent mindset. Lily's success wasn't instantaneous, it was the result of countless small, deliberate steps taken consistently over time. Each talk in English just 1 page per day added a layer of confidence and competence, building her proficiency steadily. She had learned that English wasn't just a subject to study, it was a living, breathing tool for connection and expression. This realization shifted her approach from academic pursuit to joyful, authentic communication. Her journey affirmed that the best how-to-learn English methods are often the simplest ones: immersion, consistent practice, and a fearless attitude towards speaking, no matter the initial discomfort. Lily now helps others find their voice, guiding them through the very same steps she took. Her passion for language and communication shines through, inspiring a new generation of confident English speakers. Her life truly transformed. No longer a silent observer, Lily was an active participant in conversations, a confident speaker, and a global citizen connected through the universal bridge of English. Her voice had finally soared free,